Hey, Boaz here with Next Pittsburgh. I'm here at Duquesne Light's training facility on their Woods Run campus, and to tell us what happens here, we've got Justin. Justin, what's your title here?
Hi, Boaz. I'm a supervisor of workforce development. I handle the EDT program, also part of the apprenticeship and training here at the Woods Run facility.
And so looking around, it looks sort of like a weird obstacle course kind of thing. Like, what are we looking at?
It does look like an obstacle course. We try to, create a training environment down here to, utilize the poles and the wire and everything that, the company uses so that we can train the students. It's a 1 year pre-apprenticeship basically is what that is. And then at that point, once they get through the pre-apprenticeship, then they will be hired in as apprentices. Okay. And then they will progress from there. It takes basically, it's a 5 year apprenticeship that will graduate them into becoming a journey line person.
And you've got an apprentice right here who's going to sort of show us what she's working on.
We do. We have Emily Summers. She's currently one of our EDT students, and she's going to do a demonstration for us on climbing a pole and show you exactly how they do that.
Looks like she's getting ready for a WWE tournament.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
It's like half-inch thick leather.
The belt itself, it is. It's very durable. And it's designed for comfort because you could be in that belt for hours at a time on the pole. So it's very important that it's comfortable.
And then what are these boots? These are like, I mean, it looks like something you'd wear when you're horseback riding.
Her boots, so the boots with them, they have a composite or a metal steel toe, okay, which is necessary for in the construction field. Also, they have a defined heel on them, okay, and the reason for the defined heel is so if you look at the hook that she's putting on right now, her climber, that portion on the bottom will sit in that defined heel, and it holds that in place.
So how many pounds of gear is Emily wearing right now?
Emily, with her belts, probably 10. If she had all her tools, 20. And then the climbers, probably another 4 or 5 pounds. So probably about 30 pounds of gear, I would say. If you're fully outfitted, it'd be about 30 pounds of gear.
We've got a massive train going by right now, too, giving us a fun little backdrop. Like, what's happening right now? It looks like she's doing some crazy, like, Michael Jackson dance moves. Like, what is grabbing onto the wood?
She's actually, so the spikes on the actual climbers, okay, so they're actually digging into the pole as she's going up.
It looks a little wobbly, like I'm getting nervous here.
It can be a little bit wobbly. This particular pole doesn't have anything built on it right now, so it can be a little wobbly, but I assure you that it's plenty safe. Our poles are set 10% plus 2 of the length of them, so.
So what's like an example of a reason someone's climbing a pole? What are they going to be doing?
If it's in a right-of-way, you'd be climbing a pole, okay? When I say right-of-way, that means that it's not truck accessible, okay? You're not able to get a bucket truck to it. So all the poles that you see along the road are truck accessible, generally speaking, but the climbing portion, that comes in when they aren't truck accessible. And it could be a tree down on the right-of-way, broken arms, broken cross arm, glass could need changed out, insulators could need changed out, many, many, many things, Boaz. You want to boom out a little bit? She's actually getting herself booming out, we call it, okay? You let your safety out, okay? And say if something is not within your reach right at the pole and you need to get into that position to do the work, okay? That's how you achieve that. You'll let your safety out, and then that lets you extend yourself even that much further.
How long have you been working here?
I've been here 18 years. Started out as a lineman, crew leader, worked my way up, worked a lot of storms and stuff, and then, took a supervisory role in 2015 and been going forward ever since.
Yeah. So after someone's climbed up and down a pole like 1,000 times, does that like beat up the pole a bunch?
It does. It definitely does. So we change our poles out here frequently, and we can shave the splinters off, so to speak.
So when did you start this apprenticeship?
I started back in August of 2022. I was accepted into the EDT program. It's about a year-long journey between classroom work and what we call internships. So I go out and I work in the field.
Like, what interested you about this kind of work?
Well, in high school, I realized that I would excel in the trades, and I always grew up doing adventurous stuff and also working with hand tools. So it just seemed like the perfect job for me. Yeah.
Gosh, you get sort of like rock climbing and power tools together.
Right? Yeah.
And so, Mike, you are involved with the union. You're also a line worker.
Yeah, so I'm a senior business rep for the local union for Duquesne Light. I represent the overhead line workers, underground line workers, and our troubleshooters.
Day to day, like what does a day for a line worker look like?
I mean, essentially, so if you would look at one of these poles right here, we would show up if we're going to replace it's called a deteriorated pole, and it's a big thing we're doing right now in the company.
And looking around here, like there's a lot of different kinds of poles. Like there's this thing that looks like it's an oil rig behind us.
Yeah. So they call this a capacitor bank. What this does is helps regulate voltages going into houses. If your house has low voltage, you would hang one of these somewhere on the line. The engineering department will figure out where it needs to go and help step up voltage a little bit. This is a demo model. That's why we have it so low to the ground.
Well, it's wild because this is just like a line worker playground
It
sort of.
is. Yes, it is. Yeah, and we have one of everything pretty much built down here for annual refresher training or, on the job refresher training.
So, Nemo, all these people are working in the wires in the air, but you're part of underground, which means that you're working with all the power that's, I guess, underground.
Correct, correct. Everything you see in the air, we do the same thing underground.
When you go downtown, I hadn't realized that if you look up when you're downtown, there are no power lines downtown.
Correct, correct, correct. They're all underground.
Some of these other folks, they're climbing poles during the day, they're going up in trucks. So, like, are you going, like, underneath the street?
Correct. We're going in manholes and vaults, sometimes way underground because there's some vaults there. That when they built these buildings, they put the vault like 5 or 6 stories down.
What?
Yeah.
You must have seen some crazy stuff down there.
I have. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go on underground.
Have you seen any, have you found an alligator in the sewer or anything?
No, just rats and roaches.
Yeah.
Couple snakes here and there, but
Okay, so now I'm going to suit up and I'm going to attempt to climb the pole, not to the top, but I'm allowed to go up to 4 feet. So could get pretty crazy over here.
So when we adjust this strap so that it's actually touching the pole. You don't want any daylight there, okay? And that's going to keep this where it needs to be for a safe climb.
Okay.
Okay.
And Tobin over here has your Bashland safety hooks that you'll be wearing. That'll help you step up the pole. You'll see he's going to make these pretty tight, and you're going to feel some pressure on your feet, but the last thing you want is these to come loose as you're stepping up the pole, because you need them. You'll do a year's worth of training down here in this gear, and you become more comfortable with it as you go on.
Right.
You ever walked in ski boots?
Yes.
That's how this feels.
And you're going to gaff in towards the center of the pole, just like this. Step up, lock it, leg out, and do the same thing. You can kind of shift in your hips and rotate the belt.
Oh,
There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Cool.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. And so, Natalie, you're the supervisor of workforce development here, and I mean, it seems like it's a pretty successful program. We've met some graduates here.
Yeah, so we have the best job where we get to bring in our pre-apprentices and we train them to go through the EDT program, which is the Electrical Distribution Technology program.
And so when people want to try out, there's a tryout day, right? Is part of that climbing a pole or anything?
Sure is. So you got a little bit of a taste of it. Part of that is the 3-day wood pole school tryout. So we teach them and then we coach them, and then day 3 is the evaluation. So it's pretty intense. And then we pick the top tier. They're invited for interviews, and that's how we get our selection for the next cohort.
And then they become part of that year-long program.
Exactly.
Gosh, this is wild. This is sort of want to sign up for the apprenticeship now. This is really fun. Well, thanks so much for letting me climb for the lesson. And yeah, if I want to sign up for the apprenticeship, or if other people do, where can they do that?
They can do it online through our website, through Duquesne Light, and apply. There's an application process and a couple things they have to do, and then they can come out and try out.
Cool. Gosh, thanks so much, Mike. Thanks, Justin. Yeah. Yeah.